Hello, guys. So it is morning time of Olivia Rodrigo's new album release, and I'm doing a little kind of quick review of the album, and I'm going to go through all the songs and how I feel about them and give my thoughts on how this album rollout has kind of went. So, yeah, let's start that. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to talk about the album rollout and how I felt about it, and then I'm going to get into the album because I've just listened to it and I want to go through all my thoughts. So, okay. Um, Firstly, this album, when it was announced, I was really excited because Olivia is one of my favorite artists, and her last album, Guts, was one of my favorite albums of all time. And I stand by that. That album was amazing. And obviously, we had Sour, which I feel like came out at a very perfect time for that album. It came out on the right exact time for that album. It came out like after COVID or during COVID, and I was a teenager. I was 17, so I was the perfect age for that album, and it was just so cool. It was like the first album I had listened to that actually felt like it was written by a teenage girl, and it was so good. And so I love that album when it came out. As it's got aged, I have different thoughts on it. I love some of the songs still, but I feel like looking back, the album has a little bit of immaturity, which makes sense because she was a teenager when she wrote it, and you can tell. But I do think still it's a really important album for her, and there's just like certain aspects of it now that I don't really listen back on, like certain songs. But like there also is a lot of songs that I still really love from that album, and it is just you had to be there kind of album, I feel like. Then Guts came out 2 years later, I think, and I was 19, I think. Yeah, I was 19. And I was just like going through the exact stuff she was going through in that album, to be honest. And I thought it was an amazing album because of that. So I basically grew up with Olivia. And also, it was just an amazing, like, the songs in it were so, like, relatable, so good. I feel like she just hit the nail on the coffin with that album. It came out at such a perfect time. And it's very underrated as well, weirdly. Even though it is a masterpiece to me. And there's also a lot of vulnerable topics in that album, which I think are really impressive. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that at the moment. So then when this album got announced, I was really excited. I saw the album cover, I thought it was so cool. And the only thing then was I did not appreciate the stopping of punk rock songs. Okay, I'm sorry. I was upset about that. A lot of people were like, "Yay, sad girl music about being in love," and I was like, okay. I kind of wanted punk rock songs. I kind of wanted her next album to be fully punk rock, but it's okay. So now we've gotten an album that's more no rock, very sad. But I did love Drop Dead. When Drop Dead was released, I thought it was such a banger. I was like, this is great, this is so catchy, this is so fun. I literally had that song stuck in my head for since it came out. And then she went on SNL and she sang Begged. I'll get into my thoughts on Begged later. And then obviously before the album release, she did release The Cure, and that was pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, so let's go through the album now, shall we? Okay, so the first song on the album, which is on the So in Love side, is Drop Dead. Obviously, I just said I love that song. I think that it was just a very fun, like, poppy song about like the early stages of a relationship. I think it was really cute, and the the riff in it is amazing. or the bridge, whatever it's called. And it's been in my head since it's come out. So I obviously love Drop Dead. So then the next song was Stupid Song, which is one of the new ones that I hadn't heard yet. And oh my gosh, I thought the song was also quite fun. I thought it was quite cheeky. I haven't heard the music, seen the music video yet. I'm going to watch that after I've fully watched the album or listened to the album, and gathered my thoughts and have had time to process. But yeah, Stupid Song is really good. I think it's really like like a good kind of cutesy love song, kind of similar to Drop Dead in that way. Then Honeybee came out. Honeybee, I'm not really into like sad sort of lovey songs like this. I thought it was just a little bit I don't know. I don't know how to describe how I feel about this song. It's just not my style. Like, it kind of was a bit simpy. I don't know. I don't really find those songs about like being really in love with someone in the way of like they're so perfect in your eyes and everything about them is amazing and that way. And it's in kind of that like love, I'm so in love kind of thing. I don't know. I didn't really like it that much. I know a lot of people will love it, and I know a lot of people make lots of edits of it and stuff. But personally, for me, I am into songs that just kind of romanticize one person, act like they're perfect. Unless there's like a bit of a more charming sort of twist to it, or like, I don't know. This song wasn't for me. I will maybe re-listen to it, but at this current moment, I will obviously re-listen to all of these songs, but at the moment, it's not my favorite. I may try and do a ranking at the end, actually. Maggots for Brains, I thought was pretty good. I loved how, like, how messy and everything it was. I thought that was really cool, and it really paints a picture of someone just really chaotic at the moment because they're, like, in love with someone that's gone away, which is fair. And the thing with that is I feel like I'm getting from a lot of these songs so far in this album is that Olivia really does paint a good picture of storytelling. Especially, you just can visualize everything she's singing, and I think that's really good. And especially with Maggots for Brains. And then there's You to Me, or You plus me equal 3. Wait, it says You plus me equal 3? Wait, what? Oh, I didn't get that part. Does that mean that she wants to have a baby? Okay. Is this like a Juno moment? But anyway. You plus me equal 3. I wasn't too much of a fan of this one either. Kind of similar to Honeybee. I know, like, I'm probably going to come off kind of annoying not liking the really romantic songs. But I just didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. You probably all think I don't like romance. I do like romance. It's just that I don't like over the top, like, so in love that the person is absolutely perfect and amazing and can do no wrong in my eyes love songs. I just find them a little bit like, oh gosh, okay. I think I prefer a bit more love songs that are kind of more edgy. I don't know. Like, I love So American. That love song is amazing because I feel like it's a little bit more like self-aware and a little bit kind of like, oh, it's more about, I don't know. It just seems like a bit more of a goofier song. I'd prefer it, to be honest. But I'll have to give them another listen, actually. Maybe the lyrics, if I get more into like, if I kind of learn more of the lyrics from them, I might prefer them. But at the moment, I just think they sound really like, oh God, this is a bit sappy or something. Like, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate to be that person who hates love. I don't hate love. I love love. It just, I don't know. These ones, this one and Honeybee are just kind of a bit. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Then there's My Way, which is my kind of song. I love songs where it's just like, get away from my man. I hate to say it. I just like songs like that. I hate to be that person. I love Better Than Revenge. I love Misery Business. I love songs where it's just girl on girl crime. And I swear I'm a feminist. I just think they're really cool. And I think it's a very universal feeling of like girls feeling like they kind of have to compete sometimes for men, which is not a good thing, but it happens unfortunately. And and I think My Way is pretty cool. It's definitely the most rock we're going to get on this album, unfortunately. And then we have Purple. Purple, I can't really remember too much about this song. Nothing, it didn't really stick out to me too much, but I'll give it another listen and see how I feel then. But at the moment, it's not jumping out to me. It was okay. It was another kind of like saddish sort of one. Or like, well, not sad, but just kind of like being in love kind of one. Gosh, I feel really bad about not liking the really love songs. I feel like I might be a bit of a hater. I'm not a hater though. I'm not hating on anything. I'm just saying, like, they're not for me, okay? I'm sorry. I like the more I liked the more kind of songs that have a bit more edge to them, like Maggots for Brains, Stupid Song, and My Way. I think they're a little bit more like feistier or something. And that's the kind of love songs I like. And next we have The Cure, which obviously I've already heard, and I think it's a freaking banger. I love that song. It's amazing. It's so like realistic. It's so like it paints the perfect picture of just what it's like going through love with mental health issues, which Olivia is very vulnerable to sing about. I feel like she does sing about the stuff that a lot of people don't want to talk about, like songs like Obsessed, Lacy, Jealousy, songs about like feeling like certain ways mentally and like just insecure. And The Cure is perfect for that too. It's just so like vulnerable and like I feel like it really paints a picture of what's like when you think you found the perfect person that's going to change all your problems and make you feel good about yourself, because usually relationships do make you feel good about yourself when they first start, and then they get into things and it's like that whole like feeling of like, oh my god, this is perfect wears off, and you're left there with your mental health that's still the same because you haven't fixed anything in yourself, and you're like, oh god, I'm still a mess. I'm still not happy. So The Cure paints that picture perfectly. So yeah. But what I am getting from the first half of this album so far is that the singles are kind of the best songs so far, which is really rare for an Olivia album, because I feel like in her last two albums, the singles were good and all, like they were amazing. I'm not saying they weren't, but I always prefer the songs that she didn't pick as the singles, like Lacy and Obsessed and like All American Bitch. But in terms of this album, the three singles are kind of the best in my opinion. Drop Dead, Stupid Song, and The Cure are the best songs. The but like yeah. So yeah, obviously I loved The Cure. It was nice to listen to it again as well. And then we have Begged, which I also heard already because she sang it on SNL. Yeah. So Begged is okay. It's not bad. It's not amazing to me. I know a lot of people really loved this song. I think the way it lacked a bridge is very upsetting because Olivia's very known for her bridges, and her bridges are usually the best part of her songs. I think this song doesn't offer much within sound. I don't really find myself having it in my head. I don't really think the sound is too interesting. The lyrics, unless you're really interested in the lyrics, I don't think this song is like gonna be anyone's favorite. That sounds really mean. Okay, I'm sorry. But it's just how I feel. I feel like the lyrics do have great aspect. Like there is some great lyrics. It's just it's not my favorite. Okay. It's not, in my opinion, one I will find myself going back to much. But nevertheless, it's it's good in some ways. Oh God, I feel really bad. I know a lot of people really like the song. Okay, so now we're doing the oh, did you hear that voice break? Okay. Now we're doing the so sad part of the album. Which oh wait, we already moved on to that because we freaking did Cure and Begged. Duh. But anyways, so we're doing What's Wrong with Me by Olivia and Robert Smith from The Cure. So yeah, I really do love The Cure. I love the songs Friday I'm in Love and Just Like Heaven. They're such beautiful love songs. And so I was very excited for this one and it was amazing. I didn't hear this one when she played it at like one of the shows she was at. I wanted to save it for the album and I'm kind of glad because I really love this song. It's so good. It's kind of like Maggots for Brains where it's like I'm messy and I'm in love and everything's crazy and it's just really good. Also, just the Cure influence is amazing too. I think it's a really good collab. I think it's like really similar to something he would write, but it's also really Olivia. And I think that's a sign of a good collab. And it's just a really cute song too. Wait, it's not cute. It's kind of like messed up actually. It's basically kind of about like feeling like something's wrong with you while you're in a relationship and while you're in love. And that's relatable too because people can kind of get a bit crazy in love. I can tell a lot of people make edits with this song, which I can also tell that about lots of the songs on this album. And then we have Less, which is more of the sadder side again. I feel like this is a very depressing song. I'll have to listen to it a few times to really get the lyrics. But Olivia's not doing well in this relationship, and you can kind of tell with this song. And that's all I have to say about that right now. Then we have Expectations, which I think is my favorite song on the album. I'm not gonna lie, it is my style of songs of like F you and I'm better than you and I'm cool and I love songs like that. I love girl boss Olivia. I love when she's a baddie. I love when she knows herself and she's like songs like Love is Embarrassing. That song is so good and that's what this song is giving. This is very Guts. I'm glad she brought some of Guts' influence into this album because the rest of this album is not very similar to Guts, which is good because it means she can experiment with different things. But I just don't want Guts to get forgotten about. I really loved Guts. And I feel like Olivia is trying to kind of be a bit more of like a sad girl artist now and kind of chase the more what's popular, which a lot of people don't like to admit. A lot of people are trying to act like she doesn't care about being popular, but I personally do think she does. And that's not a bad thing either, but it is just, I feel like she saw that Guts didn't do as well as Sour, because Sour kind of did do really well for the sad girl stuff like Driver's License and Traitor. And I think she wants to revert back to that kind of like, let's do sad girl artist songs, because that's what my audience wants and that is what is like popular nowadays. Telling stories and being sad, that's what people want to hear. And I do think this album is a bit of a reverse from Guts, which was more like cheekier, tongue-in-cheek, like baddie music, kind of baddie music. That sounds really cringe, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like it was a bit more like Love is Embarrassing, Get Him Back, kind of more like rock influence. And I don't think it really hit with like what her like what's popular nowadays with the pop girlies. So yeah, I think she's a little bit trying to do the more mainstream stuff now. But this song was my favorite personally. I think it was so cool. Expectations, it was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna settle for some loser anymore. I loved it. And then we have the final song of the album, which was Cigarette Smoke. I was very excited to see how this album ends, how she's gonna end it off. I think this song was really good. I think it was really depressing. I think it was really like a really sad goodbye song to a relationship that probably didn't end well. I think this relationship might have messed with Olivia a lot more than she expected it to. I feel like Olivia, from what I gather from Guts, is she dated a lot of losers during that era. She dated kind of guys that were just like not really as not not really worth it. I think she dated guys that were just probably not it. It may have taken advantage of her, but the guys, and then Lewis came along, and I think he seemed like the guy who was completely different to her exes, wasn't had his life together, had his career together, and she thought like, this is someone I should like. This is someone who's equal to me. So she thought dating someone like Lewis might fix her problems that these kind of loser men sort of like gave her. And then he didn't. I think that this relationship might have soured a lot. And it's very telling in this song. And I feel like she dropped a lot of words in this song of like, she used Honeybee, which was one of the love songs on the earlier side of the album. And she also said we made the perfect couple, which is so true. Genuinely looking from the outside in, everyone thought that their relationship was perfect. Like, even me, and I'm a hater. I'm just joking. I'm not, but I am skeptical of a person, so I usually don't fall for things. I usually see through people. I'm just joking. But I thought their relationship was perfect too. Like, because they seemed like he was really proud of her, and he was like the one more interested in her, and she was just like doing her pop star thing. But in reality, I think she might have over glamorized him or idolized him or something. What's the word? Romanticized him in her head as this perfect person and put him on a pedestal just because he was a lot better than her exes, because her exes were not the best. And then he kind of may have like been a little bit like distant with her, and like a little bit like, oh, I gotta go hang out with my friends, I'm doing this, I'm like, and she was just maybe very upset by that and hurt that he gave her the love and then like took it away from her or something. And it like seemed perfect, but it wasn't actually behind the scenes. So yeah, that song was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good like end of relationship song. That is the album, and those are my first thoughts. I will listen to the album a few times and my opinions may change, but I thought it was a pretty interesting album. And there's a lot of songs that I really enjoyed so far. And there was also some I kind of thought weren't as good as others. Whilst it's very different from my opinion of Guts, where every song on that album I did think was like really good. I don't think there was any skips on that for me. This album, on the other hand, I might not like as much as Guts. And I know that's going to be a bit of an unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, I think when Guts came out, a lot of people compared it to Sour, being like, oh, it's not as good as Sour. But then me, on the other hand, I'm like, no, Guts is the best. And then in this one, I don't think a lot of people will compare this to Guts, except for me. So I hope you like my opinion and my perspective of it as someone who loved Guts more than so far any of like this album. I'd say a lot of people will say like this album was better than Guts. In my opinion, I just think in terms of her fan base, this is the style of music they like from Olivia. But for me, I like the more rock music. And yes, there's probably going to be people, so I'm just kind of interested to know if people have that opinion as well as me. I didn't want to just like say everything Olivia did was perfect, if that makes sense, because I wanted this to be like an honest review. And there is a lot of really good songs in this that I will be like kind of going back and listening to a lot of. Like the fact that I do need to listen to albums a few times to really like get them and like really, you know, hear everything they have to say. But I hope you like my review. This is just kind of a first initial thoughts review, to be honest. I did this with Tortured, and my opinions of Tortured changed drastically. So this is, my opinions might change again of this, but I did think some things in it were not my cup of tea. But hey, there's also a lot of really good things, and my opinions may change. So I hope my review is interesting as someone who's really loved Guts and also liked Sour, but preferred the more like funner songs of Olivia. And this album does have some fun songs, and I really like those. And I did like, I really loved the last song, Cigarette Smoke. I thought that was her best sad love song on this album. And that's what she wanted to achieve. She wanted to do an album for sad love songs. And I think she definitely achieved that. There is a lot, all of these love songs do show a level of like mental struggle and sadness behind them. And I think she achieved exactly what she wanted to. So that is all I have to say. But anyways, thanks for watching and thanks for listening to my review. And I'm going to go listen to the album 100 times over and over again. Bye!